Each week, around 100 vessels dock in Baltimore, carrying anything from farm machinery to aluminum. It's one of the busiest ports on the East Coast, and one of the world's largest vehicle carriers, Titania, has just pulled in. She's a roll-on, roll-off cargo ship, one of the largest in the world. As long as 3 New York blocks at 100 feet wide, she holds a mighty load. Today, it's 750 top-of-the-line SUVs, each one costing around $100,000. But this luxury cargo took a long ride across the Atlantic to get to its new home. It started at the port of Southampton, England, 8 days earlier. Every year, 1 million cars leave this port and are shipped across the globe. So how do you load 750 lavish automobiles worth over $34 million onto one of the world's largest vehicle carriers without a hitch or scratch? It's down to the head of terminal, Pete Lavelle.
Without bigging myself up too much, I'm everybody's go-to man.
And his colleague, Phil Day.
Every day's a crisis, and I kind of like that part of it.
To make it all happen. The SUVs are ready for their big trip, protected in scratch-resistant jackets. They must be loaded in just 13 hours because vehicle carrier Titania is sailing for Baltimore at 2 a.m. and will leave with or without them. Pete's shift is just beginning, and there's already a hitch in the plan. Titania is running late into Southampton after hitting bad weather.
She was slightly delayed last night. We were due to have her here for a 1 o'clock start. I asked the vessel to speed up. She's been doing maximum speed, just under 20 knots, for the last few hours, just to try and make up a little bit of time.
When she finally arrives, Titania will come into Southampton's newest and largest berth. It's as long as a 150-story skyscraper is high. Giant cruise ships also dock here, and with one on the way, this turnaround will be tight.
Because the berth that she's going to be working on today has to be clear by 2 o'clock tomorrow morning for a cruise ship coming in.
Gridlock in the port isn't the only thing that's going to give these guys a bad day.
To turn up the engines, it costs that much more. Pushing the ship for speed, it takes a lot to push it through the water.
It costs $15,000 a day in fuel to keep Titania moving, and at full speed, that fuel consumption doubles.
If she doesn't make the window, then not only have we spent extra money on burning fuel by making her go faster, but we're also going to have a substantial amount of labour that are going to be sat around that we can't utilise for any other jobs. I'm hoping you've got some good news for me. Yep. And the pilot's just getting on board now.
Titania hasn't made up much time, so the team has 2 hours less than planned to load the 750 cars. If they're not on board on time, the team could be faced with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cars stranded on the dock.
Make it plain to everyone that we've got to be off the berth by 0200, so we need to be as efficient as we can with the operation.
When she finally arrives at the port, Titania relies on a tow from a tugboat 25 times smaller than her to get safely into dock. It's like a human being pulling a great white shark.
Titania, can you inform the crew we're running out of port side, please, for the leading line? Yes, Roger, thank you.
To pick up the tow line, the 260-ton tugboat has no choice but to come within a few yards of the 82,000-ton giant.
The most dangerous for the tug to do is to go ahead of it, which is what we're doing now.
With the tug now in position, it waits for the ship to reduce her speed to 7 knots. Small but mighty, the tug makes her final approach to pick up the line.
And you've got to be cautious that the tug doesn't get drawn into the ship. There's like a negative pressure effect which draws the two together. Eston Bridge, all fast, Aiden, thank you.
The tow line is aboard, but berthing a ship this size is a delicate operation. There's still a lot that could go wrong. Any further delays will cost time and money.